So good morning all. I welcome you all for this next lecture session on mathematical analysis of non-recursive algorithms. So in previous lecture we discussed two examples on mathematical analysis of non-recursive algorithms. That is example 1 we discussed about finding largest element in a given list, and the second one is finding uniqueness of elements in a given array. Okay, in continue with that I am going to explain example 3. So example 3 is nothing but is a matrix multiplication. So here I am given a problem. I'm going to state a problem given 2 n by n matrices A and B. So you're going to multiply a matrix. You need two matrices, that is A and B. Find the time efficiency. You are aware of matrix multiplication, addition, etc. Time efficiency of the definition based algorithm for computing their product C equal to AB. So matrix multiplication, no need of explain about matrix multiplication because you want to understand the problem. It's a simple problem only. So if you are given like a problem statement, it is easy to write a coding by yourself. It's helpful for your interview point of view also, because in interviews they are asking only a statement type questions for coding. Is an n by n matrix whose elements are computed as the scalar. Scalar is nothing but a dot products of the row of matrix A and columns of matrix B. Okay, so the matrix multiplication is having two matrices A and B. You multiply the two matrices and save the answers in C. The matrix multiplication is carried out by taking the row values of A and multiplied with the column values of B. Okay, so it will be like this, right? So the diagrammatic representation will be looks like this. So consider this is a A matrix. This is a matrix B. Okay, so here the rows, then these are the columns. So take the row values of A matrix and column values of B matrix, okay, for multiplication, and you can store the answers in C matrix. Okay, that is represented C of I comma J. Okay, so row represented by I, column represented by Z. Okay, next we move to the prob algorithm. Okay, so while steps to writing an algorithm, that is a keyword algorithm, and then name of the algorithm you can give any name. Here I am giving name it as a matrix multiplication. Okay, matrix multiplication of, here you can input you given as a matrix A and matrix B. Okay, so here I am writing the input here. So a of 0 to n minus 1 comma b of 0 to n minus 1. So these are the parameters passed here. Then you want to write a description. The description is a multiplies to n by n matrix, multiplies to n by n matrix. Next, input. There is a description about the problem. Input is 2 n by n matrix A and B. Okay. Output is nothing but matrix C equal to AB. Okay, this is the procedure to write an algorithm. Next, we no need of writing an initialization itself, because it's an analytical analysis analysis and algorithm. Just you write a major part. No need of getting input, reading the values. No need of describing everything. Here for analyzing purpose we focus only upon the important things. So here for I equal to, so in a for equal to we can using this arrow for arrow also in writing this algorithm n minus 1 to do j. Okay, next for j equal to 0 to n minus 1 do c of I comma j equal to 0.0. Okay, this is for initially the I comma the output array containing all the row and column values as 0, so that we will written like this. Next, for multiplication, for k equal to 0 to n minus 1 do. So here I am going to write a multiplication statement. C of I comma j equal to C of I comma j plus A of I comma k star B of, so no need of explaining this once again, because we already studied in data structure and also C programming. Okay, see, so I can perform the calculations and store it in the new array C of I comma j. Okay, so this is the algorithm for matrix multiplication. Now we are going to analyze the algorithm using the steps. We have 5 steps for analyzing a non-recursive algorithm. This is one of the so step 5. Step 5, based on step 4, C of n equal to outer loop, inner loop and innermost loop. Okay, see here in this based upon the for loop, see the for loop. So here I equal to 0 to n minus 1, j equal to 0 to n minus 1, k equal to 0 to n minus 1. Each will executed I equal to 0, it will execute once. I equal to 1, it execute once. Okay, so I am write it as summation. So I equal to, this is outer loop, 0 to n minus 1, summation j equal to 0 to n minus 1, summation k equal to 0 to n minus 1. Each will be executed once. Okay, so here for each summation I am going to apply a formula 1. We already discussed about a formula 1 in the previous session, that is u minus l plus 1. Here u is nothing but this is u value n minus 1. N minus 1 is a u value, l value is 0, l is equal to 0, then plus 1. Okay, so first I will start from inner loop. So first I want to replace this with the formula sum equal to summation I equal to 0 to n minus 1, summation j equal to 0 to n minus 1. So n minus 1, u minus l plus 1, u is this one, n minus 1 minus l, 0 plus 1. Okay, so this minus 1 plus 1 getting cancelled, I equal to 0 to n minus 1 summation j equal to 0 to n minus 1 n. Okay, next I want to replace this with the same formula, summation I equal to 0 to n minus 1. Here u value n minus 1, L value minus L, 0 plus 1. Already you have n here, keep it like this, then you cancel. So n into n, n square, I equal to 0 to n minus 1 n square. Next I want to replace this summation with the formula, summation I is u minus u is n minus 1 minus 0 plus 1 plus n square. Sorry, this is my n square. So can replace this here, n square into n cube. Okay, n square into n cube. So the time complexity of matrix multiplication C of n equal to theta of n cube. This is the time complexity of matrix multiplication. Okay. So the next example for mathematical analysis of non-recursive algorithm is that is example 4. Okay, so the problem is find the number of binary digits in a positive decimal integer. Okay, so that is one I will explain with an example. For example, if I give n values equal to 12, okay, how you represent 12 in binary format? That is 1 1 0 0. So you need 4 bits. Okay, there is a 4 digits you need to represent the 12. 4 binary numbers you need to represent 12. So the problem is I am giving a n value 12. You want to count how many digits needed to represent the number 12. So your answer must be 4. Okay, your answer must be 4. Okay, so that's the concept. So now I am going to write an algorithm for that. So write algorithm binary, you can give any name for binary of n. Here input is only of n. Then write a description. Find number of bits used to represent decimal integer. Input, the next one is input. So input should be a number, decimal integer. So your output should be a any number of bits. Okay, so here you want to count how many number of bits, right? So I want to initialize the variable count equal to 1. So it's an iterative process. So I go with while n greater than 1. If n equal to 1, no need to calculate, right? So n greater than 1, count equal to count plus 1. Okay, if this condition is true, increment the count value, and at the same time n equal to floor value of n by 2. So this ends here. Okay, finally return count. So this is the algorithm. So for example, I will explain with this one small example here. So first iteration, here I am going to take small value. Okay, that is same example, n equal to 12. So here I am passing n values equal to 12. In the first iteration, okay, n is equal to 12. Initially count is equal to 1. Check 12. In the first iteration, 12 is greater than 1. Condition true. So count equal to count plus 1. Already count value is equal to 1. 1 plus 1, count equal to 2. Next statement, n equal to n by 2. N equal to n value 12. 12 by 2 equal to 6. So n is equal to 6 here. Next again it will continue the iteration. Now current n value 6. Second iteration, 6 greater than 1. Condition true. Okay. So condition true means again count is equal to count plus 1. Count equal to 3. Already 2. 2 plus 1 3. Again n is equal to n by 2. Previous n value 6. 6 by 2 equal to 3. Okay. Again third iteration 3. 3 greater than 1. N greater than 1. Current is n value is 3 greater than 1. Count equal to count plus 1. Already count value is 3. So count is equal to 4. 3 plus 1 4. Again n is equal to n by 2. N is 3. 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 means that is 1.5. That is floor value means it will take only 1. So in the next iteration n value is equal to 1. The fourth iteration 1 is greater than 1. Condition fails. So it will terminate the loop and return the count. So what is the final count value here? 4. So it return 4. So how many number of bits is used to represent the number 12? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 bit is used to represent the number 12. Okay, is it correct? Next we are going to discuss an analysis part. Okay. So step 1 analysis. Step 1 is we already discussed in 3 examples, right? First one is a input size. So what is the input size here? See, n. Okay, n is an input size n. Step 2. Step 2, what is the step 2? Basic operation. So what is the basic operation here? So in this algorithm, you have only one while loop. Inside that, you have 2 statements. So here the operation to make an iterative with a loop is n is equal to n by 2. With this statement, you can't do the iteration. So this is the basic operation. N is equal to n by 2. Okay, step 3. Step 3 is nothing but how many number of times the basic operation will execute. Okay, so here you write it as value of n is divided. Okay, here the value of n is divided on each iteration of a loop. Each iteration of a loop. Hence, efficiency of an algorithm is equal to log n. So whenever you divide the input size by 2, so for every cases the time complexity is log n. Okay, so whenever case here first iteration you can divide the half, yes, next iteration again divide by half. So input is divided means the time complexity will be log n. Then step 4. So total number of times the while loop get executed. Total number of times while loop gets executed. That is how many times? Log 2n times plus 1 times the count will be increased. Okay, first the log out equal to log n, one time will be increased. So in the step 5, we no need to apply any formulas here like a previous examples. So here we can directly told the time complexity of this problem is order of theta of log to the base 2 n. Okay, this is the time complexity of identifying how many number of bits in the given decimal integer. So hence I am going to conclude this session. In a previous lecture and this lecture we discussed about examples of mathematical analysis of non-recursive algorithm. Here once again we can recall the steps. Based upon these 5 steps we can do this process. So the first step is identify the input size. The second one is identify the basic operation. So the basic operation is present mostly in an innermost loop. And third one is check how many number of time the basic operation is executed. Depend on the size of input, we can identify best, worst and average cases and investigate it separately. The fourth step is set up a sum expressing the number of times the algorithm basic operation is executed. And fifth one is we can using some standardized formulas or rules for sum and manipulation. Okay, so under this topic we discussed 4 examples. Okay, the first example is finding a largest element in a list of numbers. Second one is a uniqueness problem, that is check whether all the elements in a given array are distinct. And third one is a matrix multiplication. Fourth one is identifying number of digits present in the given decimal integer. Okay, so please go through it and make a practice it. Without practice you can't learn deeply. Okay, thank you for listening the session. We'll meet you soon in next lecture.